Hi, my name is Rachel and welcome to How to Connect to Nehalennia. Nehalennia is a goddess of Northern Europe, specifically from the area and the country of the Netherlands. She is the goddess of the North Sea, and she is a goddess of health and healing, of vitality and fertility, of travel and voyage and prosperity. She is a goddess that can help you whenever you're navigating life and perhaps riding the waves and the ebbs and the flows. Anytime that you're feeling uncertain or lost, she's going to help you to navigate, to come into your compass, to remind yourself who you are, where you're going, what it is that you desire. She will be the northern star, that guiding light if you need it, that center and that place of hope that can take you forward. She's also a powerful goddess for helping you to remember and to embody trust. Trust of yourself, trust of life, trust of your instincts, trust in the divine. She will remind you that you are capable. And so here are my top 3 tips for connecting to her. My first tip is to connect to her symbol of the boat and or the rudder. So the boat and the rudder remind us of her as a goddess of the sea. You know, her altars and her temples were along the coast of the Netherlands. She was connected to both the sea and those that travelled along the sea, so the fishermen and the traders, and they would pray to her, offer to her, asking for her help, you know, in protecting both them and their the things that they were trading, you know, their items, you know, that they were taking across the sea. Also, she kind of is a guardian of that symbolic and metaphorical sea that is perhaps life or our unconscious as well, and the ways that we also navigate them. And she really was worshipped asking for prosperity, you know, and the continuance of life, you know, keeping protection. So she can just help you if you know, when you invoke that symbol of the sea, in particular, connecting, asking for protection, guardianship as you travel, whether that's literally or if that is metaphorically. So connect to her at the sea. If you can get to the coast, wonderful. Be at the coast, on the coastline, perhaps journal, meditate, reflect there on the journeys that you have been on or that you're going on or that you want to go on, reflecting when, who, what, why. And if you can't get to the coast and you can't make an offering there, which would be wonderful, then, you know, you can meditate or journal perhaps with sea sounds, you know, putting on music of the sea. Perhaps you do have shells or pebbles that you've collected from the sea at some point that you can have with you. I also have a guided meditation you can use to connect to the sea healing, a sea energy, and I'll pop the link down below. So use the symbol of the sea. My second tip is to connect to her other symbol, which is that of the cornucopia, or the basket of fruit, which is often depicted by her side. And this was a symbol of prosperity, of fertility. The highest amount of offerings and altars that were made to her were by businessmen. She was primarily their goddess. And again, this was asking for fertility, prosperity, abundance. And so she wants to offer this to you as well. And you may want to connect to the abundance of life, the abundance of self and of the divine and of love by bringing fruit, you know, into your you know, ritual or ceremony, perhaps onto your altar. You may want to give fruit as an offering. So if you do go to the sea, you may want to offer fruit into the sea. Much of the fruit that was actually depicted was fruit of the spring, in particular pomegranates, and the vegetation, the foliage that was in her imagery was also of the spring. So if you want to offer spring fruits in particular, you could, such as strawberries and rhubarb and apricots, and bring them into any work that you're doing with her. My third tip is to connect to her hound, another one of her symbols, her companion and her ally as well. In her depictions, and if you work with her as well, who will come forth is this great hound, a very, very large canine with big ears and a long snout. You know, in my work, in my books, I very much see this guardian as a she-wolf. This kind of this wolf symbolism is about guardianship, is about protection. That's what it's showing us, that the goddess is, that she is a mother goddess. It's an indicator. This here is a great mother goddess that offers you her protection and offers you her guardianship, and you may connect to her as the she-wolf, or her she-wolf companion may come and work with you, or you may want to call on it. Now, in my work with her, in my books and my teachings, I talk about 2 different ways that you can connect to her as a she-wolf through 2 different archetypes. One of them is the lone wolf, and the lone wolf is Nehalennia, as the goddess of travelers, of those that are on a journey. The lone wolf is they that are seeking, that are discovering, that are trying to understand, that are on the journey, whether that be to self or a particular destination. If that connects, if that resonates for you, you may want to connect to her as the archetype and work with that archetype deeper. The other archetype that she connects to is the mother wolf. The mother wolf is she who births, who is connected to the seasons and the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, or renewal. She teaches you that you are capable, that you are a point of destruction and a point of creation. If that appeals to you and you want to connect with that, you're working with that, then it might be the mother wolf archetype that you want to connect to. So which one of them resonated most? You may want to embody that, you may want to actualize that, you may want to call on her as that particular archetype, or maybe something you want to learn more about. And her as the she-wolf, I mention her in my book and wolf, and also my book She-Wolf as well. She is included in both of them. There are sections on her if you want to explore her more, dive deeply with her into the ocean, explore her magic, her healing, and her wisdom. I'm a best-selling author of goddess mythology in my books that I've shown you. Come and find out them as a great point of connection, of learning, of healing, of empowering yourself with the goddess. Also, if you have any further questions, then do please just pop them in the comments down below. I'll be happy to try and help you and support you further if I can. If there's anything you want to share, if you don't want to share there, you can share in our Facebook group, in our community that is there. And I look forward to supporting you further with the walls, with the goddess, with the Nehalennia. So many blessings, and I hope this supports you in working with her. May your voyage across the sea be be gentle and be easeful and full of joy. Much love.